Alright, here's something you haven't seen in a long time. It is Thursday, September 8th. We're in Seward, Nebraska. I saw a sign for garage sale. You know, I'm in the middle of doing that giant, insane pick. 50,000 records, whatever. And the last thing I need is to go to a garage sale and look, see if they got records after this amazing pick that I've been on. But I'm weak. I have to know what's at this sale. Alright, there's a sign right there. Okay, I see a sign up there.
Your destination is on the left.
10 to 3 the sale goes. It is not open. It opens at 10. It's 8 right now. So, no garage sale, but it's probably for the best. Actually, it says Friday, 3 to 7. Friday? Today's Thursday. Why the hell they got signs out right now? Oh, I hate that. One of my biggest pet peeves for garage sales. Alright, here's something you haven't seen in a long time. For any of you guys that have been following me for a long time, you'll remember back at my old house, all of my old videos I used to shoot in front of my record shelves here. But ever since I moved into this house, my music room is down in the basement. That's where I've been shooting all my videos, is down in the music room down there. But my shelf would not fit down the stairs. So right now, I got this record shelf set up in my bedroom. The bulk of my collection is stored up here in my bedroom, and downstairs I've got, I don't know, maybe 800 records or something like that. I got six of those wooden record crates, however many that holds. Basically, I pulled out all this sort of stuff that, you know, that we're going to want to listen to when we're drinking beer and listening to music when I got friends over and stuff. So all that stuff's downstairs, and then I got everything else stored up here. But I finally got the last handful of boxes that I had stored over at my brother's house, put away in the shelves, all organized and stuff. Finally got it presentable enough to show you guys. Alright, so now here we are, day 5 of the Dig of a Lifetime. I'm losing count. These videos are making me dizzy. I think we're on day 5 of the Dig of a Lifetime. And I told you on the last video things were starting to get kind of shitty there. And this is all relatively speaking too. When I say shitty, I'm comparing it to days 2 and 3 when I first went to that garage and had first pick of all that stuff, you know. So even though day 4 started getting shitty, this is even shittier, day 5. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But I still managed to get a lot of really cool stuff. Every time I went there to the Dig of a Lifetime, it was something different, damn near every day. Day 1, went to the store, their little thrift shop that they had. And they had the 2 small rooms of records. Not very many records there, 1,000, 2,000 records or something like that to dig through. Then day 2, went to the house. That's when the shit really started hitting the fan. Got some killer stuff there. Day 3 was about the same. Went to the house again. First pick of whole sections of this insane collection. Day 4 started to get shitty. That's when the guy from California was there. He was digging through all this stuff before us, getting all the good stuff before us, or theoretically getting all the good stuff. And then they would bring the stuff out after he dug through them. They'd bring the stuff out for us to dig through, and we were getting scraps. So day 4, I still managed to get a bunch of killer stuff. Don't know how dude from California missed all this killer stuff, but same with day 5. Now day 5, where we're at right now, we went back to day 5 and I didn't get any footage of it. I'm going to insert a little bit of footage of maybe day 6 or something that'll give you an idea, kind of an idea of what day 5 looked like. But when I got there, they had a whole different setup again. By this time, all those shelves that you saw in the garage, the 25-foot deep shelves, 5 or 6 shelves high of records. That stuff was all gone. The shelves were gone. Most of the records were gone. Now what they had for this day was they had appointments again, and they had kind of a path going through the garage. Crates of records set up in aisles or something. There were, it's kind of like a maze in a way, where you had to walk through this path, dig through them, and get to the end or whatever, you know. But the way it worked is it went by appointments. So whoever had the first appointment, they went through this stuff first. Second appointment, they come in after them and go and dig through the same stuff. And I was pretty late because I had to work. And by the time I got there, you know, 6, 7 people, maybe more, had already gone through all this stuff over and over again. So I was getting the scraps of 6, 7 people or so. I have no idea what they got. They might have got some killer stuff. I got some pretty cool stuff. There's one record in here I'm amazed that I found. There's a $400 record I found, even after all these people went digging through all this stuff. But anyway, like I said, wasn't the greatest situation, but I still managed to get some killer scores. I'll show you what I got right here. I got 1973 Horselips, folk rock. This is the first Celtic rock band in Ireland. This is 1973, Happy to Meet, Sorry to Part. First US press of that. 1965, Play Guitar with the Ventures, with the booklet in there. Pretty cool. They get, what, 4 songs, I think. Yeah, you can play along. They got chords and stuff, and maybe some leads. I don't know. I've never played along with it, but it's pretty cool. Play Guitar with the Ventures. Also got Play Guitar with the Ventures, Volume 2. 4 more songs. I already had this, but this is my favorite Ventures album, Surfing. It's got my favorite Ventures song, Diamonds. This is from 1963, by the way. Had to get this. This copy is so beautiful, so I had to get this upgrade. So there was a time when I was like buying every Ventures record that I saw, because you'd find not so much anymore, but you used to see Ventures records all the time in thrift stores and bargain bins and stuff. So I was buying up all sorts of them for $1 each. Then I got to the point where I just stopped buying Ventures records. I got too many Ventures records. But now I'm back to buying every Ventures record that I see again. Now I think I want all of them. They got like over 200 studio albums or something. Found this 10-inch Killing Joke. How cool is that? Still sealed, by the way. 1981, Follow the Leaders. This is UK 10-inch, 45 RPM. 3 songs from their second album, What's This For? Of course, they're massively influential on all sorts of different styles. They pioneered industrial metal. Very cool. Found The Shat. 1968, William Shatner, Transformed Man. Psychedelic rock, Spoken. Very cool. Of course, Captain Kirk from Star Trek. Speaking of Star Trek, got this 1979 4 exciting all-new action-adventure stories. Still sealed. Also from 1979, Star Trek The Motion Picture soundtrack by Jerry Goldsmith. He also did soundtracks for Stagecoach, Our Man Flint, which is Spy Jasta, Planet of the Apes, Logan's Run, The Omen, Capricorn 1, Alien, Poltergeist. Need I go on? Okay, fine, I will. First Blood, Rambo, Secret of Nim, Psycho 2, Twilight Zone, the movie, Gremlins, Total Recall, The Burbs, and Rudy. One more Star Trek record, 1982, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. This is a soundtrack by, or the score I should say, by James Horner. He did a bunch of cool movies too. He did Krull, Cocoon, An American Tail, Aliens, The Land Before Time, Field of Dreams, Jumanji, Apollo 13, Braveheart, Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, The Perfect Storm, Beautiful Mind, Troy, Apocalypto, Avatar, and The Karate Kid. Not to be confused with the Killer death metal band from Sweden. This is Unleashed from St. Charles, Illinois, 1986, self-titled. It's the only pressing of their only vinyl release, still sealed. Sorry about the glare. Definitely do not like the lighting up here. I just wanted to show you guys the record shelf. I probably won't be filming up here very much because I do not like this lighting. I already had this Les Baxter's Balladeers, but this is a nice, probably an upgrade, a really nice copy, 1961. You guys know I got a huge Les Baxter collection. That's all right over in here somewhere, by the way. Someday I'll have to show you all that. This is, of course, folk stuff, but he's most known for, he's like the godfather of exotica music, space age, bachelor pad music also. He also did a bunch of soundtracks. He did Hell's Bells, Black Sabbath, Barbarian, the Dunwich Horror. This record right here is where you'll find the original version of Sinnerman. I know Sinnerman, other people have done it too, but I know it mainly from Nina Simone's version of it. I nearly shit my pants when I found out it's actually written by Les Baxter. And he's not on this album, but I heard David Crosby was actually in Les Baxter's Balladeers. Scored some box tops, 1968, non-stop, rock and roll, psych stuff, blue-eyed soul. Of course, this is where Alex Chilton was in this before he went on to form Big Star. And found this box tops, 1967. The Letter, that's probably their biggest hit. You know that song, Give Me a Ticket to an Airplane. This is their first album. Also found another copy, still in the shrink. Very cool. Phenomena. Phenomena. I got just a few notes on this record. I got just a little bit to say about this. Alright, it's 1985, Phenomena. It's a hard rock supergroup featuring Glenn Hughes from Deep Purple, Trapeze, Black Sabbath. He was on bass and vocals, I'm assuming. Has Cozy Powell on drums. Cozy Powell, of course, was in Rainbow, Black Sabbath, Michael Schenker Group, Jeff Beck Group, Bedlam, Emerson, Lake and Powell. Also, we got Mel Galley, guitarist from Whitesnake and Trapeze. And John Thomas on guitar from Budgie. And we got Neil Murray on bass from Whitesnake, Badlands, Bow Wow, Black Sabbath, Brian May, and Gog Magog, which was pretty cool. That was a band that had Paul Di'Anno from Iron Maiden, Clive Burr from Iron Maiden, Pete Willis on guitar, and Janet Gers, who later went on to join Iron Maiden. Also, we got Ted McKenna on drums. He was in the Sensational Alex Harvey Band, and he also went on to play drums for Michael Schenker Group for a long time, and he also jammed with Rory Gallagher. And last but not least, Don Airey on keyboards. Of course, Ozzy Osbourne, he played with Randy Rhoads, Mr. Crowley, the keyboards on Mr. Crowley, that's Don Airey. He's in Deep Purple now. He played with Fastway, Rainbow. Very cool. All sorts of legends in this group. Phenomenon. Now I can take all these notes off of here. A little dusty. That's on bronze, which I usually associate with Motorhead. 1979, Barbarians, self-titled, garage, folk rock, R&B from Boston. Still sealed. I already had this, so I couldn't pass out this beautiful copy in the shrink with this killer hype sticker on it. I love Adam and Ants. I'm a huge fan. In fact, me and Adam Ant share a birthday, November 3rd. This is Kings of the Wild Frontier. This is the first U.S. press of their second album. Yeah, that was pretty cool. This is a compilation, 1967, The Stars of Hitsville. Of course, with Question Mark and the Mysterions. That's the main reason I got this. I really need to get some of their records. They're really hard to find, though. So right now I'm settling for this. Also has Terry Knight in the Pack, Johnny Rivers, Len Barry. Garage proto-punk stuff. Very cool. 1980, Billy Thorpe, 21st Century Man. Of course, this here is their follow-up to Children of the Sun. I'm sure you guys know that song. He's an English-born Australian rock musician from the legendary Billy Thorpe and the Aztecs. This is still sealed. I already had this one too. I'm not sure if mine's a living stereo or not. Either way, super thrilled to have another copy of this. 1959, Jimmy Driftwood, Wilderness Road, folk country stuff. He's most known. He wrote the songs Battle of New Orleans and Tennessee Stud. It's the first press of this, produced by Chet Atkins. This guitar of his, I watched a video and told some about it. I want to say he said when he got it, the guitar was already about 100 years old. It was made by his grandfather from things they had laying around their place. The neck was made from the rail, the fence rail. The sides were made from an ox yoke, and the face of it and the back of it were made from the headboard from Grandma's bed. And they said that's the reason his Grandma and Grandpa split up. She got so pissed that he used her bed to make that guitar. Got more Jimmy Driftwood. It's 1960 Tall Tales in Song. Look at that. Can you see that? I get the angle right. It's stamped in there, discontinued. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's kind of like a cutout, but early version of that, I guess. Another Jimmy Driftwood, 1960, The Western Movement, Songs of the Pioneers, also in living stereo. Alright, this one, I had no idea what it was when I found it. You know, I was digging through what seemed to be pretty average and well below average records too. There's so much crappy records there that I had to sift through to find anything good. And I came across this, and this to me just looked like some kind of no-name 80s band. And if you can read that, the Deviants. Found out afterwards. I didn't read that while I was there, I just grabbed it. Turns out this is a 1968 psychedelic garage avant-garde blues rock. The band is the Deviants. The album is called Toof or I don't know. Say stand back, all. Something takes shape within the swirling mist. The Deviants are a UK underground band. Several members went on to form the Pink Fairies. This is pre-Motorhead, pre-Hawkwind. You know, Larry Wallace was in this band. He went on to play on the very early Motorhead stuff. And there's a thing that's really sickening about this. This was, you know, I had no idea what it was when I was grabbing it. It just looked like it might be something to me. So I grabbed this. Put it in with my stuff. Found out later this thing's worth like $400. And the thing that's really sickening, there was another one of these there, and I didn't grab it. This is original first press in this special fold-out cover. Let me see if I can fold this out for you without doing any damage to it. 6 panels. Inside of it. There's some info there if you want to read that. Super minty condition too. It's really dirty still. I haven't cleaned this. I haven't cleaned any of the records from this batch yet. I had to stop cleaning records as I was going because it was making everything take way too long. I have to stop everything and go and put a new batch in. I mean, it's already taken me long enough to do these videos. Each one of these Dig of a Lifetime videos has been taking me like 2 weeks because there's just so many records to deal with as opposed to my one a week that I usually do. Alright, and then got this 1972 Hudson self-titled soft rock. This was a blind buy. You know, a lot of stuff I got at the Dig of a Lifetime there were blind buys because I couldn't get phone signal there. Got no internet signal, so I couldn't look anything up. I just had to kind of look things over and try to make a quick decision whether I wanted to grab it or not, take a chance on it. This one turned out to be just a soft rock record. It's on Playboy Records. Got inner sleeve with all the Playboy bunnies. Can you see how dirty this is? There we go. Super nice condition though. I got the ultrasonic cleaner. And like I said, these records, I run them through the spin clean and then put them in the ultrasonic cleaner. They come out whisper quiet. They're super minty. Yeah, but these guys are three brothers. Mark Hudson was a producer, musician, songwriter. He's worked with Ringo Starr, Aerosmith, Cher, Celine Dion, and Ozzy. Bill Hudson is the father of Kate Hudson. He was married to Goldie Hawn, who's Kate Hudson's mom. And he was married to Cindy Williams, Shirley from Laverne and Shirley. He just died January 5th, 2023. We just lost Bill Hudson. Another blind buy there. This is 1975. Hey Good, Party, The Homecoming. Had no idea what I was getting. Turns out he was a vibraphonist though. He's played with Martin Denny, Herbie Mann, and George Shearing. 1979, TKO, Let It Roll, heavy metal from Seattle, promo copy. Also had this press insert in there. Apparently I got another one of these too in one of my upcoming digs. That's the thing about this. There's several records that I bought at this dig of a lifetime. I bought more than one copy of it on accident. Some of them I got more than one copy on purpose, but some of them I got on accident. This has someone named Jeff McCormick on drums, not to be confused with the Vinyl Community's drummer Jeff McCormick. Mega Jeff, Mega Jeff's Rock Hard Vinyl. Vandenberg, 1982, self-titled. They're a Dutch hard rock heavy metal band. I saw these guys open for Kiss Heaven and Vandenberg. Their song Burning Heart from this album made it into the US charts at that time. I'm sure that's the time when I saw them. Maybe Kiss Animalize, something like that. I don't know, whatever they did in 82-ish. Alright, 1982, Picture. It's the first UK press, Night Hunter. I mentioned it before when I was showing, also from this dig, I showed some other Picture records. I got their other album, the Netherlands press of this, but it was called Diamond Dreamer. So yeah, this is a UK press, different cover, different name, still sealed. Very cool, heavy metal. Got some early Wishbone Ash, 1971, Pilgrimage, prog rock, hard rock. They're most famous for popularizing the twin lead guitars. They're a big influence on Iron Maiden. This is the first US press of their second album. I picked up some Tim Buckley on the last day 4, last day of the dig too. It's 1970, Tim Buckley, Star Sailor, psychedelic folk rock. He died in 1975 at the age of 28 from a heroin overdose. He is the father of Jeff Buckley. Jeff Buckley drowned in 1997 at the age of 30, so both of them died at a very early age. Another killer score there. 1967, The Tempests, Would You Believe? Funk Soul from Charlotte, North Carolina. It's the first press of their only album on Smash Records. I pretty much associate Smash Records with Roger Miller, so pretty cool to find something else on Smash. 1980, Pearl Harbor, Don't Follow Me, I'm Lost Too. Rockabilly, punk. It's the first US press of her first album. Another blind buy. Thought that was going to be some awesome heavy metal. It's not bad, but it's pretty much just kind of a hard rock or AOR rock, kind of prog. Trillions, the band name, self-titled album from 1978. Patrick Leonard, piano, keyboards. He co-wrote a lot of Madonna songs from the early part of her career. And also picked up another copy of that too. It's a promo, by the way, this one. Let's break that out, because this is a promo on blue vinyl. Pretty cool. Alex Harvey from the sensational Alex Harvey Band. Of course, the cover has this water damage, but I'm a big sensational Alex Harvey Band fan, so I'm thrilled to have this. Alex Harvey talks about everything from 1974. an in-depth session with Alex Harvey, a promo interview on Vertigo. It's not a swirl though, but very cool with the cue sheet in there also. If you don't know, Sensational Alex Harvey Band, if you're a big fan of Bon Scott, then you probably like this because Alex Harvey was a big influence on Bon Scott. Alright, some old rockabilly, early rock and roll stuff. Eddie Fontaine, this is a 1987 UK compilation of his stuff, Rock With Me, still sealed on Charlie Records. And another Eddie Fontaine. It's a German compilation from 1986. He appeared in the film The Girl Can't Help It. Can't help it, the girl can't help it. It's a cool promo copy. 1971, Jeff Sturgis and the Universe, jazz rock, hard rock. He did scores for Murder, She Wrote, Misfits of Science, Hellhole, No Rest for the Wicked, Walker, Texas Ranger, Simon and Simon, and T.J. Hooker. Flaming Ember, 1970, Westbound Number 9, funk, soul, blue-eyed soul from Detroit. Check out that killer hot wax label. Don't mind me touching it, I still gotta wash this thing anyway. In the late 90s, I was a huge fan of surf music. And lately I've been building up my surf collection again. Found this in 1963. Safaris, Wipeout. This is, let's see, where does it say that? Better break out the other one. I found 2 copies. Same thing, only different. I'm sure you can see the difference there. This one shows it, yeah. Surfer Joe and Wipeout and other popular selections by other instrumental groups. Well, it turns out the other instrumental groups, they're not even listed on here, but it's the Challengers. And Surfer Joe and Wipeout are actually the only songs by the Safaris on here. This is a 63 mono version of it, and there's 63 stereo version. Look at that. 1983 Denmark picture disc compilation of Gene Vincent, of course, early rock and roll, rockabilly stuff. 1982 Squeeze singles, 45s and under, power pop, new wave, post-punk stuff. Jules Holland, if you know the show later with Jules Holland, you know, he was a keyboardist in this group. This has my song on it, my jam. First track on here, Take Me, I'm Yours. When I listen to that, my neighbors do too. I crank that thing up. Killer tune. How about that? If you watch my Halloween video, where I show my Halloween collection, this was in there. I snuck it in there because I had to show that with my Halloween records. 1975, Africa, Witchcraft and Ritual Music. Various artists on None Such. I'll read a little bit of the back cover here for you. It says, in this recording, I have tried to capture the spirit of a musical heritage now nearly extinct. The music on this album comes from a part of East Africa whose musical traditions remain largely unknown to the rest of the world. Particularly fascinating is the manner in which music and medicine are combined in the indigenous practice of witchcraft. Music takes on the power of medicine, and medicine becomes associated with the healing sound of drums, interwoven with the beautiful threads of melody. Each of the songs on here have a description about them also. The first track, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but it says, witch doctors of the Taita prescribed the healing power of drums to help sick women relinquish control of their movements. After the patients have been possessed by the spirit of the drums for several hours, sometimes for days, their illnesses are expelled from their bodies. In the dramatic finale here, one woman screams and another blows a mouth organ as the medicine of the drums reaches its climax. And that's just track 1. Got a couple Bo Hansen records. I already had, he's most known for the one, music inspired by Lord of the Rings. This is his 1976 album, Attic Thoughts, Prog Psych art rock stuff. He's a Swedish keyboard player, fantasy, prog rock stuff. Yeah, I also have that Lord of the Rings, which is from 1970, and then I also have 1976, music inspired by Watership Down. So I'm getting quite the Bo Hansen collection going here. Yeah, there's the Watership Down right there. Oh, 1977, I guess it is. Found some Resonance. Crazy as that. 1979, The Resonance, Fingerprints. It's experimental, electronic, avant-garde from San Francisco. This is their third album. 1959, Andy Griffith, Shouts the Blues and Old-Timey Songs. Yeah, Matlock. Matlock rocks. You didn't know that, did you? I first heard this. I was like at an antique store here in Omaha digging through records there. They had several thousand records, and the guy was playing this in the store, but he wanted to keep it. I wanted to buy it. He wanted to keep it. So glad I finally found a copy of it for myself. 1959 mono copy. 1981, Gene Vincent, The Bop They Couldn't Stop. This is a UK reissue of 1970 album called I'm Back and I'm Proud. And some more Gene Vincent. It's in 1981. This is Songs and an Interview. It says here on the back, Rockabilly, the nervously up-tempo fusion of rock and hillbilly rhythms popular in the mid-50s, had its share of wild men. Among them, Elvis Presley, Roy Orbison, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis. The wildest of them all, however, was Gene Vincent, whose crazed stage presence and crude and often obscene lyrics enabled him to have a long career that spanned into the early 70s. Super cool. FN Gun, self-titled. It's a Belgian heavy metal band. Belgian press, the only press of this on vinyl. Still sealed. We'll be cracking this open though, listening to it pretty soon. I'm going to have some people over, my brother and a couple friends, and we're going to drink some beer, crack open all these sealed heavy metal records I got, and listen to them and see what we think. Found this Coasters comp. Oh man, I got so many Coasters compilations now, and studio albums too. I'm a huge Coasters fan, so anytime I find something I don't already have, I pick them up. They're actually really hard to find, pretty much, but I've been building up quite a collection here. This is a Portugal compilation, 16 greatest hits in the shrink, and we are going to do it because it's dirty and loose and falling off anyway, so we are freeing it. And another Coasters, 1965, that is Rock and Roll on Clarion. I want to say that's a studio album. A lot of their hits on here though. I mean, the early days pretty much reads like a greatest hits anyway. They had so many hit singles. Great band. Alright, I still have a couple more days worth of finds that I got at the Dig of a Lifetime. So make sure that you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on the notification for when I post those videos. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you on the next one.